Right. All right, matches are about to get started here. Once again, we have Shopify, our team on the left, the purple team, and we have TR, our team on the right, the orange team. Gonna have Psyduck and Machop heading up over the top lane. Meanwhile, at the bottom, we got Miraidon and Trevenant. On the flip side, we got Darkrai and Mr. Mime, followed by top lane, just a Piplup. We're gonna have to compete with a Slime here. That should be, oh, that's a water gun secure for Piplup, but he's gonna have to back up here. His health is pretty much in danger. He's gonna have to sustain that health. Machop's in danger, but there is the Psyduck passive bailing his teammate out. Meanwhile, back at the bottom here, teams are pretty much going even for secures here. Bit of an advantage toward Shopify. Mr. Mime here is gonna get his first power spike at level 4. We'll see which moves that's gonna be chosen. That's a lot of damage on Mr. Mime. He's gonna have to back up here. Back at the top, both junglers are over here, taking space, taking positioning. We have Haunter and Glaceon here. A50Bs are about to spawn. Let's see how the teams compete for it. It is a 3-on-3 up top here. There's that Muddy Water splashing everything, but we got the Hexgar picking up a KO on the Machop. Looks like TL wins that round. Meanwhile, at the bottom, we have Shopify taking up space here. There's that Miraidon passive. No sleeping can be applied in that area. That should be an easy secure for the Darkrai. Yep, there it is. Score is 2-0. Not much scores have been happening. Not a lot of stacks either. Back at the top, we have Machoke in danger again. He's trying to get his stacks in, but it looks like he's just going to have to wait. If he's even stacking at all. There's the Glaceon coming through. A lot of damage on the Vaporeon. Getting bailed up by the Gengar. There's Hexgar getting a lot of damage. Once the status condition is applied, he's going to have to be able to keep applying the pressure there. He's going to have to full heal to escape. And that's going to be a lot of scores over here for TR. Another KO on the Machoke. And looks like this team's getting some stacks in. And now the score is 2-61. That was a quick turn of events here. There's the KO on the Haunter from the Miraidon. He was trying to rip and secure Regidrago all by himself, but Miraidon had the presence of the mind to stop him from doing that. 720Bs are about to spawn. We have Darkrai all by itself. A lot of farm down here, but he's going to have some company soon with Shopify. Yep, there's that Woodhammer. But Darkrai's playing underground. He's going to be very hard to hit. There's not really many opportunities to even land hits on that Mon. One of its core strengths. Both teams competing here for the Regieleki that's being spawned at the bottom lane. Darkrai creating some pressure, implying some entry damage. Psyka pulling it in, but he's isolated there. He's still alive. There's the passive bailing him out. Regieleki's health is going down. Looking for secure here. I would say, yep. TR has the better secure, but Shopify has the better rip. There's a lot of more damage on Trevenant. His passive's gonna have to proc. No, it looks like it's on cooldown, so he's gonna get KO'd there. TR moving up to the bottom pad, trying to make a big score here. And there goes Miraidon. That is a big pick. Regieleki makes that goal defenseless, and there goes that first goal pad. TR takes the lead, 38-157. And another pick on the Mr. Mime. Teams are resetting back to neutral. Choke needs to be a Machamp very soon. He's about to reach his level 8. There goes Empoleon getting a lot of the farm. Has the level lead here. It looks like backup's gonna arrive soon. Machoke looking for a pick with submission. There's that charge me, a lot of continuous damage, and there goes the Mr. Mime again, getting picked off. All right, all teams are up here in attendance. All members of each team are all up here. Darkrai getting more entry damage, uncontested entry damage. They have a Machamp here, and Empoleon's going in with an ult, trying to make space for his team. There goes the Miraidon ult, coming down with meteors from above, but Champ's looking for an opportunity here. There goes the Trivet and Hornleech on the Gengar. It goes down. Darkrai trying to get an ult in, but it missed. It's gonna have to back up here. It took a lot of damage. And Shopify successfully defends its top pad. Fight's not over yet. They're gonna have to start ripping this Reggie steel. And the secure goes to Psyduck. Let's see if they continue this offense. There goes the Charge Beam, getting a lot of entry damage. Sonic passive activates, getting a Psychic on Mr. Mime. Down goes Mr. Mime. Trenet's all over that Darkrai. There's that Hornleech combo, and it can't escape Miraidon. Looks like a prime opportunity to score at bottom. Gengar won't be able to make it in time. That should be an easy 56, and that should be a pad break. An overcap of 1. We have Gengar here trying to rip it as fast as he can, but he might not make it in time. He's going to have to ult to get out of there. Oh, he tried to ult to secure. Oh, he's not getting out of this one. Or is he? He's a fast one. And there's the Psychic, and there he goes. To a cross chop from the champ. Meanwhile, back at the top lane here, we have Trevor trying to hold it down all by himself, and he's been successfully able to do it. And there's that whiff, Machamp. Gotta be a little bit more patient there. You only get so many of those. You only get one more for a Kyogre fight, and that is it. They have Vaporeon with the Aqua Ring having a really strong sustain here, and it's not going down easily. Oh, might go down here. Oh, no follow-up on the Psychic. Both teams just trying to get as much form as they can. Clock is winding down. The final fight's going to happen soon. Both teams are relatively even on levels, though I will say Mr. Mine's a bit under level. He's level 9 at the 258 mark. Looks like another fight might break up on top. Competing for farm once again. Mr. Mime going in. And he's 1 HP, basically. Getting healed by Aqua Wing. He's going to have to back up here. Gengar trying to make a play, but he's getting caught out of position, and there goes Gengar. Alright. Clock is 2:20. 20 more seconds till final fight. There is that Hornleech combo and Psychic. There goes my Rhydon. That opportunity got flipped. But another Hornleech combo, bringing everyone in. Now, this is a Trevenant you love to see. All right, both teams resetting here. Gengar might go for the rip. He missed. He missed the burn. He's going to have to stop here, unless he wanted to get over the wall. Trevenant just going in. He knows he's there. I feel it. That's Trevenant making a play here. He missed the Woodhammer, but he got the Hornleech, and there goes the full heal. He won't have that. We have Vaporeon backhanding up top to try to make something happen, extend their lead. Why not? Nothing's happening right now. Glaceon has to have some urgency. They are definitely behind, so they have to make the first move. A champ looking for an ult here. And there goes another Hornleech, but there's the eject. Trevenant's just stealing resources from the team. There's the Mr. Mime ult, and though the ults are going down. Oh, there goes Machamp. He didn't get the ult. There goes Psyduck and Glaceon. There's the Miraidon ult. Gets a pick on Empoleon, but it's just Miraidon. He can't really do much by himself. He's going to have to back off. Yep, and there goes Miraidon. That Mr. Mime ult telling him, no, you can't play right now. You have to make room for my recital. Watch this. That is a KO'd Psyduck. Not too much that Shopify can do. TR is going to run away with this ever-expanding point lead. They played that Kyogre fight very well. They're very proactive. Yep, this is a best of 5, folks. You know, TR's got to win 2 more matches to become the winners of this promo set. Yep, clock's winding down. Yep, that's game. $94 to $795. Ouch. Let's check out the report card. Yep, MVP. Yep, definitely is Gengar. 9 KOs, 7 assists, and 157 points scored with an 87 overall rating. 102k damage. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of Hexgar. And Sludge Bomb. Pretty much uncontested. Yep, it's got all the KOs too, and it shows. Yeah, that Mr. Mime play was huge. That didn't give Shopify any room to like make a counterattack or use any other Machampo, which would have helped out there a lot. But it is what it is. Let's see what they can do for the next match. All right, just waiting for the go-ahead from both teams before we can start. And we will be back momentarily to start up the next game. And we're back. Looks like both teams are about to be ready here. Just waiting for our gracious admin to start up the match. Well, looks like we're waiting for one player here. No worries. There's no rush. We got all day, folks. all day and all night. There's that ready. There's Sonder. Get it on. All right. I'd imagine that the bans would be the same here. Unless Gengar was giving them trouble, which kind of was. Was the MVP. Yep, absolutely. Gengar's kind of a menace. A lot of iframes there. Same with Darkrai. Just get rid of them both. Get them both off the table. There's always the mean look Umbreon. Such a mean mon. All right. They're all looks like they're gonna stick with the mega bands as well. Again, the last band. Yep, same bands as before for the TR. Big Man, Blastoise, and both Mega Lucario and Char Y. First pick going back to Shopify. Let's see what they land on. Looks like they might take the Vaporeon away from them. No, they're gonna go with Mega Gyarados. As always, a tried true 1v1 monster. If he gets the chance. Next two picks going to TR. Looks like they're gonna settle on Psyduck. And that's a big bug. The bruiser himself, Buzzwole. That is also a 1v1 monster, especially against all their all-rounders. That should be able to deal with that Mega Gyarados all by himself. Next two picks we got Vaporeon for Shopify here, followed by an Alolan Raichu. Balanced composition so far from both teams. Now we got the Mage and Suicune. We have Whirlpool Ice Beam, such a powerful combination. Won't let you play. We're gonna have Miraidon this time on TR. It looks like taking that pick for themselves. Good choice. Last two picks going to Shopify here. Looks like they might land on Alcremie with Aegislash. Looks like they might be looking for somebody else. More damage, perhaps? More range? Snipe shot? Or Spear Shackle, Decidueye? Nope, they're going to stick with Aegislash here. Very frontline heavy team for Shopify. Last pick going to TR, and there's no way it's a Azumarill, right? I'm about to say. That'd be hype, but I'm not sure Azumarill's the right pick here. That could be a... That's probably a Scyther. I'm looking at those items. Scyther is a very good speedster. Good range and get out and burst. He's gonna have to keep his eyes on that Raichu there. But that Raichu is very well guarded. I will also say TR does have the range advantage. And Suicune and Miraidon. And they have, if they're picking Scyther, which I'm surmising they are, they also can play from different off angles. So Shopify's gonna have to Wolfpack hard to get anything done. All right, game two for this promo match. Shopify versus TR. TR already taking game one, looking to take another game two here. Or we're going to have a set here. All right, back at the top lane, we're going to have Big Fish with Al Creamy here. At the bottom, we have Raichu and Vaporeon. Jungler is going to be Aegislash for Shopify. Jungler for TR will be Scyther here, followed by top lane with Psyduck and Buswell. Buswell's going to kind of go in alone here. And back at the bottom, we have Suicune and Miraidon. That is a range disparity. The Cures are going to go to TR right away. Back over at the top. Both teams are kind of respecting each other. Magikarp trying to get as much stacks as possible. Live or die, he needs those stacks. There's no other choice. A Creamy popping the XP to get out of there. Back at the bottom, TR's competing for the contested farm. Raichu looking for the secure. Vaporeon trying to get some stacks. And some good damage here. We're going to have Scyther heading to the top and Aegislash heading to the bottom. Oh yeah, they have top down pack. There's not going to be much resistance. Back at the bottom, looks like TR's going to have to leverage their range to try to get some secures here safely. We can have to pop the eject to preserve his life. And there is the range difference there. They're going to have to back off. No more stacks for these guys. Back at top, we're gonna have a Gyarados pretty soon. That Bard is like 90% full. "15 seconds till Regidrago here. We still don't have a Gyarados. It's gonna have to change soon. Doesn't really look like Shopify could compete for the center farm here, at least not yet. They're gonna need more levels and stacks. They need to prepare more. Suicune not starting it quite yet, scoping out the land here. Scyther's gonna start though. They have full control of this area. Raichu's not gonna be enough. Scyther being very cautious of that L-Bush. He knows something's amiss. And there's the Psyduck secure. Yep, we have TR making a full-scale invasion over at the bottom pad. They have full control here. They have the numbers advantage, 4-2. They're gonna get up. They're gonna get all this farm for themselves. You're getting some Electro Bolts in. Hey, just weaken it for TR here. There goes Vaporeon so quick. Right, you're gonna have to give this up one up, buddy. And you're gonna get KO'd like that. Yep. And the point differential increases. 62 to 162. TR. That should be an easy Regieleki secure. Not much more points are allotted. They just scored, so right now they can actually afford to just let this Reggie walk in. They're going to be behind more on points, but they have to take advantage where they can, and they're doing so right here. There's 3 up top versus the Buswell. Yep, that's not enough against Buswell. He is a 1v1 monster against other all-rounders. There's that secure, no double KO for Buswell here. Looking to trying to get Gyarados. He's just getting flopped around. There's that synergy with the Bulbing Psyduck and the basic attacking Buswell. Psyduck's bubbles proc with basic attacks, and once all those bubbles are popped, the opponent gets stunned. And every pop does special attack damage. TR firmly in control, 71 to 250. And they're getting all the contested farm. Level gap is widening, but Shopify's not too far behind. They're grouping up, getting all the fun that they can. We won't be able to get a pick on the Psyduck. Suicune is spacing him out. Oh wait, I stand corrected. Now he's gonna have to make a major push for top. Hey, there's a Suicune ult slowing everything down. Followed by an Alcremie ult and a Miraidon ult. This push, oh wait, no, there's some KOs here. There's the Mega Gyarados, and a 1-on-1 like he wants. Aegislash goes down as well. Mega Gary's gonna have to back off here. This push kind of died, but they got some comeback experience, so that is a W in my book. Both objectives are back. Regieleki is at the bottom once again. Tia looks like he's gonna compete for it. We have Buzzwole by itself at the top. Reggie. Oh, that is a KO'd Gyarados and a KO'd Raichu. Scyther running away with it. Back to securing this objective here. Also making a top for push for top pad. Gotta be contested in a minute. There's some secure with Aegislash. Unexpected. And he goes down. But that secure slows down. Oh, that secure slows down the push for TR. They're gonna have to back up here and deal with this Regieleki. Back over at the Buzzwole, a super powered Buzzwole. He's pretty healthy. Level 12 at around the 4-minute mark. He's about to get his final plus move pretty soon here. In position, looking for another fight. Yep, there it is. He missed his superpower. That is a KO'd Buzzwole. Psyduck trying to live its life, doing a damage reduction with the ult. That's not enough. It's passive proc, so it can't even fight back anymore. And that is a massive overcap of 42. But they're not quite done yet, though. This jungle is now theirs for this rotation. Looks like they're making a push from bottom here. I don't know if this is wise. You don't want to get back the experience you just gained. There's that very point. Looks like he's trying to get more stacks in, trying to get more farm. Trying to slow these guys down at the cost of its own life. Clock is winding down here. We have All Creamy against a level 14 Scyther. And that's a bad matchup. Clock is winding down. Score is 173 to 325. That is a huge gap, huge lead for TR. Looking strong coming into this next Kyogre fight. 30 seconds till. Looks like they're gonna come get this WinCon here. Trying to get it online. They're gonna have to compete for this. There's a lot of entry damage from Miraidon there. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to secure this Regieleki, but they do get a secure on Vaporeon. Wait, hold on. Wait. Uh-oh. WinCon is activated, and they're down a man. This isn't good. Do you play for do you play for Kyogre, or do you play for that WinCon approaching in? We have Aegislash. He's just ripping it. Though we have, Buzzwole getting isolated here. Looks like they're going to go for the rip. Who secures it? And Suicune secures it. Another pick on Raichu, but at the cost of Scyther. That still should be free scores for TR here to free 200, uncontested. That double defenseless home goal by Regieleki and Kyogre. Yeah, there's not enough points on board for Shopify to even make a comeback here. Literally, if TR just sits at home pad, they just win automatically. There's only a minute left. Not enough time to rally. They're just going to have to make a push for it. And while that happens, Psyduck's going to get a free 100 in the back. And right now, TR's just wasting time. With the thunder from Miraidon there. They could just give up that pad. Yep, there's the 100, but that's just not enough. About 30 seconds remain. Gyarados making its move. Now we have Buzzwole isolated again. But it's still living. Yep, and there goes that push, and that is an ace. TR taking the second game in this promo set.
Walt really wants this post-interview, huh?
Man, he wants his interview to talk some trash. I respect it.
Dang it, well.
Well, final
That took
score.
you I've said too much of it.
Well, final score is 331 to 65 here. TR taking game 2. Points are a lot closer as opposed to game 1, at least. Let's check out these report cards. Uh-oh.
They definitely
Ooh.
way better.
Panther. 120 points scored. 13 KOs. 9 assists.
Look at that Psyduck, though. 264.
86 overall rating, but it pales in comparison to my GOAT, Psyduck. 264 points scored. 7 KOs. 8 assists from the Bumblebee Menace. 88 overall rating. That's my king.
Score comp Psyduck is demonic.
Aye. Let's check out this damage here. Yep. Everything's as in accordance. 93k here from the Scyther. Really low damage numbers coming from Shopify. Especially from the Gyarados. That Gyarados did not get to play, but how can you play when you have a Buzzwole just slamming you around, having its way with you? It is what it is. Let's see these adjustments coming into game 3. And we're going to have big adjustments if they want to be competitive for this promo match.
Walt's word, Psyduck is best duck.
Yes. Agreed.
Same
Whoa.
map and same side.
Whoa, we're starting hot and ready.
They're like, we're ready. And I'm like, all right.
All right. I didn't get a chance to drink my water.
They're really heating it up.
We got backfired and check. Duck diff. Now, honestly, they should ban that third speedster. Just ban that. Just ban Scyther. Just don't even deal with it. But you know, there's always just another speedster around the corner. That's just the beauty of draft. There's always tools on the table. Looks like they're gonna stick with the Umbreon ban here. I respect it. Umbreon's just a big meanie. Sticking with these mega bans, final ban will be Blastoise. Once again. Alright, let's see this first pick. Yeah, pick something nice. Pick something to set the tempo. I don't think that's it. But what do I know? Back over at TR. Gonna have Best Duck first pick. I respect it. Psyduck is a menace in the front. Doesn't get KO'd. He's bulky to all hell and back. Accompanied by Buzzwole. Looks like they're gonna run the ones back at top lane once again. Oh, we gotta have Miraidon back on Shopify again. Miraidon, popular pick, being chosen to every match here, going from one team to another. And followed with a Trevenant, one of the best defenders in the game, in my opinion. Woodhammer and Hornleech is no joke. We're gonna follow up that pick with Suicune once again. Suicune was a good pick. Suicune controlled a lot of space. Followed by a Mewtwo. Why? There we go. A mega of their own. I wonder if it's going to be an answer to the diving Mega Gyarados with a Side Strike. Next two picks going over here to Shopify are going to settle on Talonflame, the bravest bird. Followed by a Listy. I surmise a double alt combination with the speedster and that support right there. Be careful. Last pick going to TR, and I might settle on Mimikyu. Another powerful all-arounder. This team is filled to the brim. They are gonna fight. Well, I will say this will be another good game for Bubble Beam from Psyduck, as we discussed earlier. Bubble Beam procs with basic attacks, and that team on the right does a lot of basic attacks. More of a balanced composition this time around from Shopify. We're going to have Trevenant, Blissey, and Gyarados in the front. Right on in the back, providing cover fire, and Talonflame playing off angles. Trying to get those some picks on perhaps UTY or Psyduck or anyone he could get. Well, set's currently 2-0. TR's favorite. This is the best of 5, and if Shopify doesn't do something here, they're gonna lose this set. All right, back to it. You already know. Big Fish and Egg are heading up to the top lane, followed by Miraidon and Trevenant at the bottom with Bird at center. Then we're gonna have Mimikyu also at center. Psyduck helping out in the jungle. Buzzwole trying to get all the stacks he can. He could take that 2v1. Back at the bottom, we're going to have Miraidon and Suicune. And Mewtwo. A lot of entry damage. They definitely have the range advantage here. Both teams respectfully getting their own pieces of farm. About to fight for a contention in about a few seconds here. Jungler's ready at top lane, trying to get a pick on Psyduck. Passive's halfway full. Gonna have to use that soon. Mimikyu is here and is ready. Looks like they're making a play for it. That Chansey's out of position there. Can't quite escape. Not the right moment for Talonflame to jump on in here. It is essentially a 3v1. Gyarados is nowhere near ready. And there's the Psyduck passive. Pushing him away. That should be a pick on. Oh, not yet. There's the shields from the top pad. Protecting Magikarp. Both teams resetting here. Getting all the form that they can. TR has the lead. I would say level-wise. All level 5s across the board. Regidrago spawning in about 20 seconds. About to have a Gyarados soon. They might be able to compete for the center farm. They have Talonflame working its way up over here. Getting a lot of entry damage on Psyduck, but there he goes. Flips him procking. It's passive procking. Shopify making a play for top. Also gonna have to eject to preserve its life, but it took too much damage, and there it goes. Yep, a free. Oh man, 351 points, 52. There's that secure. Oh, Regidrago's gone. Mimikyu's welcome his way to the top, and there's that Shadow Sneak on Blissey. He's gonna have to back up here. 720 is about to spawn. We have Miraidon working its way to the top, leaving Trevenant to its own devices at the bottom. Good call. There goes that burst there from Trevenant, but it gets super powered in, but it bailed right out. Mimikyu getting a pick on Chansey. Excuse me, Blissey at this point. Now we have Miraidon and Trevenant at level 6. They're going to need their level 7 power spike to be any more effective. We have Mewtwo and Suicune. We got a couple of legendaries trying to secure this objective, but you can't do that with Talonflame around. Mewtwo is going to have to back up here. And there's the Mega. There's that burst damage. But it looks like they're going to give this one up. There's that Trevenant making a play here. There's the Talonflame ult. Shopify's getting some stacks in. Back at the top lane, we have Gyarados by itself. Well behind on levels. About to get level 9 soon. Trying to get the farm it can. Shopify actually taking the lead for the first time in this set. Can they keep up this momentum? Yep, that is a massive push from TR. There goes Gyarados. KO'd. And to stop this, and the push doesn't stop here. Alright, activating a piece of its ult. Getting a cooldown reduction, but that's not going to be enough. It is getting ulted to hell and back by everyone. There's that Mega Gyarados ult. There goes Buzzwole. Next on the chopping block is Suicune. He already used his ult and has nothing left in reserve. Shopify making its way towards his bottom pad. Maybe you might be able to get a stack in some ult recharge, but it now has to deal with Gyarados chomping away at it. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And there it goes. There's that play rough. Intangibility, but it gets sniped out by Bravest Bird. Talonflame. Couldn't get the KO on Mewtwo there, but very close. But once again, Suicune's on the chopping block. Taking a lot of entry damage. Trevenant's being hungry right here. He might pay for this. He did pay for that. Buzzwole and Sonic are here. There's that Super Pyre on Miraidon, and it goes down. TR getting some comeback experience here. And scores. They're back taking the lead, 190 to 206. Much more competitive this set. Down goes Buzzwole, isolated over there in the back. Gonna have to have Psyduck ult here to try to reduce the damage here, and it was enough. Mimikyu was able to secure Regieleki. Yeah, Mimikyu making his move with Shadow Sneak. And oh, Suicune goes down. We have Mega Gyarados once again. Mewtwo has no options here. He's gonna get boxed in. And TR's forced to retreat. Gyarados here able to try to rip Regidraka here by itself. Pretty much uncontested. TR electing to take positioning over this next objective. Suicune lying in wait. There's the freeze. No playoff though. There's that entry damage from Charge Beam. Both teams are relatively even in levels. We got a level 11s, 12s, and the 13 on both sides. Looks like TR is winding down the clock. They want to have this Reggie Ice buff closer to the actual final fight. It looks like the time is now. Mimikyu looking to make a play at the bottom. Playing Ring Around the Rosie with Talonflame. How much damage is there? Getting chased out by Trevenant. There's that Horn Leech. Will we be able to get a KO here? Ah, there's the playoff for the iframes. He's gonna have to back up and grab a berry here. This is the final fight. Down goes Mega Gyarados early. You don't want him to be the first one down, and there goes Trevenant right after. Followed by Talonflame and then Blissey and now Miraidon. Oh. Oh dear. That might be the game right there. 4-piece for Buzzwole. And secure. And that's MVP stats right there. That's 100. Now we're fighting for 200. That goal is defenseless. No healing, no shields. TR gonna have to go for this, or gonna go for this last score to get a comfortable lead here. We could extend that by another 40 points. They have the luxury of just turning around and chilling. They don't want to have to give up any of their buffs here. Right on with the ult. Let's see what it can pick up. That bus wall is isolated once again. That is a buff for Gyarados. There's Psyduck. They're gonna have to make a retreat. You gotta get it. Wait, Mimikyu's making a play here. There goes Talonflame. That's a big source of their damage. There goes Blissey. No more supports. Gyarados is next. KO'd by Suicune. Yep, that will do it. Rhino's gonna have to let that one go. Not much more he can do. Oh, a clean 3-0 sweep from TR against Shopify. This interview is gonna be nutty. Just you wait. Now we have Psyduck walking in proud towards center. With the rest of the fam. Standing proud. Strutting his stuff. Yep, your winners for this promo match is TR. 190 to 494. MVP is actually going to Mimikyu here. 186 points scored, 7 KOs, 4 assists, 86 overall rating. Bit low on the damage side, but when you have teammates like that backing you up, it all works out anyway. Let's see if we get the winning team over for an interview. We'll be back momentarily.
Lotus is sighting.
Cross-handed Eddie. The Mimikyu. Battle Sneak. Player of Mimikyu. Getting out of dodge Mimikyu. Dodging Talonflame ults Mimikyu. I see you. Good stuff, man.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, what were you guys' thought process coming into this promo match? I believe it's a bit. You guys have a bit of a history with Shopify.
Yeah, we got a bit of a history. Or at least Walt does. I know he has way more history with them. But as for me, not too much. I know Walt does, and I think we scrimmed them a couple times too. So we do have some history of playing against each other, and we're kind of familiar with them. Coming in though, I will say we were a little a little sketched just because one of our teammates was potentially not going to be there, our tank quality. So we were a little on the fence at first, but once we saw that he got home and he got on, we were ready to go.
You guys are ready to lock and load. Yeah, good stuff from the tank. He was controlling a lot of space there, a lot of whirlpools, ice beams. You guys followed up really well on that stuff.
Oh yeah. When our not shot caller, our Jay, he's the one that does all the picking the monster and draft. He said lock in Suicune, and Quality did exactly that, and he just proceeded to just lock in, and those whirlpools were really, really helpful on killing everything.
Yep, I do see that you generally for your guys' composition between all 3 games, it's very brawl heavy with one damage dealer in the back, pretty much supporting everybody. So can you talk about those compositions?
Yeah, so far from what we've tested, at least, for the most part, we've seemed to be really enjoying and doing quite a bit with usually 2, maybe 3 dives, and then 1 person in the backline. Usually that 1 person in the backline, most of the time at least, is just a sacrificial lamb. We just don't play with him. If he gets dove, he gets dove, but if we can kill their main damage dealers before they can kill ours, then I think that's a win in my book. Which is why on that second game you saw Scyther with Miraidon. Miraidon can poke from a distance, while Scyther just jumps right in and just reds everything to pieces.
Yeah, that was definitely the theme there. Like, first game was definitely 2 speeds. It was Gengar and Darkrai. Very months I have a lot of iframes to work with.
Yeah, that first game.
And the second game, it just got replaced with Scyther.
Yep, they double banned Gengar and Darkrai, so we just moved on to the next best thing.
Scyther, yep.
Which is just more burst damage.
Too many speakers to ban.
Was much better. Yeah, there's too many things really to ban. There's so many picks right now, especially now. I think thankfully we played around it very well. I think Tree right now with Vanguard Bell is ridiculous. It's insane.
In my opinion, Trevin, it's one of the best defenders in the game, bar none. It does its job so well. When you think of defender, to me that's just one of the months I think of, and playing around him is very pivotal. He was getting a lot of good wood hammers and horn leeches, but he just couldn't do it all alone.
Yeah, a good tree player being able to scoop people up. There was one time actually, I think in that last game, where Suicune needed a flash away at the bot side because he got scooped in with the wood hammer, and then he got pushed in. Thankfully, he was able to get out alive, but
thankfully.
Yeah, Tree right now is Tree is definitely going to be picked more. I can already see that in the future.
So yeah, pretty dominant first game and also dominant second game, but the third game it was a lot more competitive. Shopify was fighting back a lot harder. Yeah, what was the thought process going into that during that third game?
So that third game, when we were in draft at first, we were kind of just picking the same thing. So we picked we saw the Gary, so we picked the Buzzwole, and then we picked the Duck. I think Duck right now is ridiculously OP. I'm so glad we're drafting it more, because we haven't been doing that as of late.
He never stopped being OP, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, he's never stopped being OP. We're drafting him more, thankfully, and yeah, Duck, Buzzwole, which basically will shut down the Gary, usually for the most part.
Especially with Bubble Beam.
Yep, then we saw the Tree and the Miraidon. We saw those 2 coming. So we picked... At this point, we picked the Suicune again, because Suicune
is Suicune.
Well the second game, and I'm sure it'll work. I'm sure it'll work the third game. So we picked him, and then we let Jay kind of pick whatever he wants, and he picked the Mewtwo Y, which I think works pretty well because he can just double teleport either away from the Talon, he can double teleport away from the Mega Gary. It's really hard to catch a Mewtwo Y, so he just kind of did that. And then for the last pick, when I saw that there was a Talon and a Miraidon, I went Mimikyu because it's just There's so much iframes, and being able to ult somebody and just shut them down is very, very crucial as well. Because the Blissey won't be able to ult whoever I ult.
True. It's no longer targetable. Or you can ult the Blissey. That's always a fun time. But yeah, you guys have your bases covered. It did.
That is an option. I don't know.
I've had some friends do that before. It is just hilarious. They're just riding over there as a taxi and they just get cut right off. You can see the look on their face. But yeah, I understand. I was the Psyduck trying out the Vanguard Bell. It's a brand new item. I was just trying to see if anyone's actually tried it out. Was Psyduck trying out Vanguard Bell?
No, he was not yet. But I feel like it could be very useful considering Disable is technically a stun.
Yep.
Even if it's just a micro stun, I do believe Vanguard Bell would probably proc off that. I don't know if
it should
he would want to though, because he runs double. He basically runs double damage items, and then he was running anti-heal.
Yep.
He was running anti-heal for the well, at first it was potentially for Blissey, but it's we were mostly talking about Tree. But if Blissey did decide to go heal, he wouldn't be able to.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have. I gotta cast another match, but congratulations to you guys. Good games. Looking forward to casting you guys games in the future. Thanks for swinging by. So yeah, this match will be for your viewing pleasure. It's on the Twitch, but it will be also uploaded to my YouTube in a playlist. So I'll place a link to that in the chat soon.
Perfect. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Awesome. See you soon, man.
See you.
All right, folks, we're gonna take a short break, very short break, set things up for the next match. We're gonna have All My CC versus Outlaws. For it won't be a promotional match; it will just be a regular match for the circuit. So stay tuned for that.